Hello, my name is Hamid. Today I'm working on the Samsung dryer. I will be replacing a heat element, idler pulley and 4 roller wheels, and I'll show you how to do this today. In order to replace these parts, we need to unplug the unit, which I turned it off from the breaker already, and then we have these two screws, Phillips screws, goes at the back of the dryer. We take those off, and then the top panel comes out. So go take the top panel out. We will do is take a couple of screws out. These screws are holding the front control wheel in place. So these clips, these two clips and this clip stays here inside and right here. It's very hard to take this out sometimes, so you may want to play around back and forth until you get this out, and then after that you will disconnect this wire, hold it from the side, press on it, there's a tab, you press on it, disconnect it, and then the same thing here, there's another small tab, press it with your nail and then pull it out. The control display comes out. The next part we have is 4 screws here on the top, but before we take these 4 screws out, there's 2 screws inside. One is here, another one is here. You can also take your filter out to make it easier. And now, in order to take the front panel off, there's one steel tab here, there's another one right here. You can press it with flat screwdriver, or you can use your drill to press it down a little bit, tap on it, and then the front panel comes out. When you take the front panel out, there's the door lock. This wire, you may want to disconnect it, go back and forth, disconnect it, and then the front panel comes out. But we are going to take this top panel off. There's 2 screws, one here, one on the top, and then there's one screw here, one screw on the top. He pulled it out already. And now you can take the front panel off. This is steel one, and you can disconnect your electrical wires from here. We will take this panel off. We have 4 screws here, and then 1 screw on this corner. You see this screw? We are going to take this one out first. We also have a moisture sensor connector here. We want to disconnect this too. There's a tab, you press on it with your fingertip, with your nail, and then this whole front panel comes out. We got roller wheels here, another roller wheel here. They're almost seasoned, and I will replace these 2 parts first. I got this package that comes with idler pulley and my roller wheels. It comes as a kit. We also have a belt. We will also replace this belt, but for now we will only replace these parts. there's two ways we can replace this. We can replace it with the shaft, or we can pull it out from the shaft and just replace the wheel. If you want to make it more easier, take the wheel out from its shaft and install it, unless the shaft is damaged. If the shaft is damaged, then of course you're going to replace the whole wheel with its shaft. But if the shaft is not damaged, then make your job easier, replace the roller wheel, and that will take care of the problem. You need to have a flat screwdriver. You may want to pull this out. Here it is, and then the same thing here. You press on it and then pull it out. This one comes out. This roller wheel. Clean your debris a little bit from here if there is anything, and then we install your new wheel. Put your new wheel in and then install your stopper. Make sure the stopper is seating properly, and also the wheel, spin it with your finger to make sure it's spinning freely. And the same thing here on this. You can also use a needle nose plier if you want, but that's not necessary. You can always use your flat screwdriver. Clean this area. If you cannot clean the back of it, you can always use a brush. Clean it, it really helps. And the same thing on other one. Looks good. And you can reinstall your stopper back in. And spin it to make sure it's seating properly right here in this opening. If this stopper is not sitting right here inside, the wheel may come off and it's not good. And the part number for these wheels are DC97-16782, A as an alpha. So this is the part number. This part is done. This part is done. And now we got here on the drum part. I will pull the belt out. See the flashlight. Give me the camera. You can see from here how the idler pulley looks here. It doesn't look in good shape. See, it's worn out completely. If you look in that area, it doesn't look good. So I have to take this belt out and replace it. In order to take the belt out, press on it. Here, it's out. Idler pulley, it's not in good shape at all. If your idler pulley looks like this, it needs to be replaced as soon as possible. Here, hold it. The part number for this idler pulley is DC93-00634, A as an alpha. Screw out. The screw comes out, and here you go. This is our idler pulley with the spring, and bring it here Look, this is the old idler pulley with the screw, and here's the new one. See the new one, there's no cut. And look at the old one. It's so I would replace it with this new one. And when the idler pulley is brand new, it should spin like this, not like that. Since we got this spring, I will also replace this spring. There's a hole right here, this spring goes into it. And then after that, this spring goes right here. There's a small hole in here, goes in here, and then you install this under this motor switch. There's a hole in here. There's a hole right here. Inside of this hole, there's this catch supposed to go like that, and then this screw goes on top. Try to install the screw with your finger first. Once you know it's in properly, you can screw it in with your drill or screwdriver. And you may want to lift up the idler pulley back and forth. You want to make sure that this steel piece, the bracket, hits the door switch, the motor switch. Makes that clicking noise. If it's not hitting it, then it's not installed properly. Now we will replace this roller wheel and that roller wheel. Same procedure. We will use a flat screwdriver to pull this stopper out. Again, double check your roller wheel to make sure it's clean and in good shape. I mean the shaft for the roller wheel. Insert your new one, spin it, reinstall your stopper back in, and now we will work on this one. On this shaft I can see a little bit of discoloration, but it doesn't mean the shaft is damaged, it's perfectly fine. And now we are going to work on this heating element. I will show you here. The heating element is also damaged here. You can see it's shorted to ground. I'll just pull it out here. Heating element is completely damaged here. It's broken from here. In order to replace the heating element, we will take this front screw out. We got cycling thermostat and thermal fuse. We will disconnect these. We will take them out. There's one small Phillips screw at the bottom, one on the top, and then we have another one there. Do not lose your screws, or do not use a wrong screw here, because if you use a longer screw, it may damage the heater. It may get attached to the heater and it's not safe to do. And the whole heat element lifts up. We'll take these screws out. Okay, you took all the screws out from one side. You will open the rest of the screws. I usually have a towel under the heater, but the heat element looks in really clean shape, so this carpet is okay to use here. And now the next part we're gonna do is we will disconnect these pins, the heating element pins. You need a nose plier or a cutter like this. And if you look close by here, there's a little small catch. You may want to bend it, straighten it out. It's bent it, you straighten it, and the pins comes out. And the same thing on bottom one. You may want to straighten it. The heater is off. You don't have to take this whole box out completely. It's okay. Open your box, pull your heating element out. Pass me the heating element from the back. And here's the heating element. The part number is DC47-00019A as an alpha. We're going to replace the heat element here. And here's our brand new heating element. The good part is this heat element also comes with 4 different parts. This is the safety thermostat. In case of a power surge, if this blows, it's located right here at the back. This is the one. The part number is DC47-0016A. And then we also have a thermistor. The thermistor port is DC32-0007A, which is here. And of course we got the cycling thermostat, which is this one. And we also got the thermal fuse, DC96-00887A, which is this one. I will replace all of these too, because I'm doing a full maintenance here, so I will replace all of these. So now we're going to replace our heat element. These pins. So we are not worried about these pins right now. We can do this later on. The main goal is to install this heating element properly in place. We are going to work on one side first, and then we'll work on the second side. To make your job easier, you can always bend this box, bend the box a little bit. You can put your box back in, add one screw. You may want to pinch this box a little bit so you have a little bit of flexibility. Once you know your box is okay, check it from inside to make sure it's not touching the ground, nothing is shorting out to the cavity of this box. And also bend this tube back again. This time we are gonna work on our pins. So this top wire goes up top here, insert it and it pulls out from there, and then the second one you do the same thing, but you need to hold it. When you hold this, you may want to bend it the same way. Just give it a small bend, and then one more bend up top. It's okay if you bend this pin a little bit, you can always fix it, but the main goal is to get the bends over here and over here. And if you're not confident that these pins, you bend them properly, is not sitting properly, then you can make another bend on other side. The next part we are looking at here is make sure these wires are not touching anything. If possible, bend it, bring it out a little bit opposite way. Also, you want to make sure it's not getting closer to the bottom, so bring it up and let it set. And the same thing on this one, your heat element is ready to go. You insert it there, and then the piece from the heater goes here. You see how it looks in here? That needs to go inside and then push it back in. Put your screw back in. Thermal fuse I'm going to replace is you pull on it from the connector, do not pull it from the wire. And the same thing on this one. Go back and forth, pull it out. There's the new one. When it comes to cycling thermostat always stays in the front. The thermal fuse stays at the back, so do not make mistake on this one, because you can always you can always make mistakes by installing this thermal fuse in the front, cycling thermostat in the back. So this is the way it's supposed to go. And now we will install a safety thermostat. It's held by only one screw. And reinstalling the new one, the same thing. You insert it, there's a hole, you insert it in there and then push this back in. one screw at the bottom, you pull this out and then use the thermistor. Everything is ready to go here. Now the next part we are going to replace is the belt. This belt also comes part of the maintenance kit, so I will replace it anyways. The part number is 6602-001655. This is the part number. This is the old belt. If you're not doing the maintenance kit, you can always check your belt for cracks. If there's cracks, then you need to replace it, but this belt is looking okay. I do not see any crack because this comes part of the maintenance, so I'll replace it now. To replace the belt, this groove lining comes closer to the drum, and then install it halfway, hold it tight, and then turn the drum inside. Once the drum is in, you want to make sure the belt goes in the same pattern or the same line that the old belt was, and get it set like that, and then replace it from the bottom. The way we are installing the front panel, you see the front lip of the drum sits right here, and then you lift it up, and the same thing at the same time you also have roller wheels that goes at the bottom here. So put your feet here, and then you see these openings right here, they go in those holes. And the same on this side. Once you know that everything is sitting here, hold it tight, put your hand inside and turn it, because I can see the inside doesn't look normal. So by turning it here, the roller wheels goes under the drum. Now it's sitting perfectly fine. Reconnect back in the moisture sensor. The moisture sensor is located right here inside. That's the wire going into it. Please do not forget this screw, because if you forgot this screw, all the lint can come out inside of the dryer, and then you will have a problem. Now we are installing the stop piece. Before I install this, I'm gonna install this wire here. This connector stays here because this is for the door lock, for the door switch. These two wires are for the control board. We also have these plastic tabs or connectors that hold the wires in place. You can also install half of your wire here. And then this wire goes here. To reinstall this top panel, it's a little bit tricky. You see these openings right here and right here, they go on these two holes, so you may want to make sure you line it up straight. Also, we got the control board piece here. You can always bend it towards back, make your job easier. Reinstall this back in. See, you want to make sure the holes are lining up, and on the top too. So now we got the other side. We're gonna have to play around. One screw goes up top here, where it holds the control panel in place. These two wires, this one goes for the control board, but and when we install this panel, you see these brackets. There's 3 of them, and we have 3 holes, 1, 2, 3. You hold it in this position, align it back, and then go slowly. You have to bring your panel closer to the door switch. And then we got 2 screws for the inside. These screws are the one that has a little bit of a small skirt or the washer. We install it back in. The filter. When you're installing the control board back in, you see these brackets or the plastic tabs. You want to insert it kind of like this and then hold it. You can reinstall your electrical wires. Couple of screws up top. Looks okay. We got 2 screws that goes at the back. We will install that, which are these 2. So in order to do that, I have to pull the door out a little bit and then work on it there. I'll do that after the video. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any question, please comment below. Don't forget to like, share my videos with others, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's called Hamid Appliances Repair. Thank you. So I don't know if you remember or not, when I was installing the heat element, I got distracted by replacing the thermal fuse, cycling thermostat, thermistor, and safety thermostat. I forgot to plug these heating element wires back in. I check everything, and then I decided to talk to the power suppliers to see how much the control board is bad. I had to spend a little bit of time to think what I did wrong, and then I found that I forgot to plug these wires in. And here's one of the wire, and here's another one. Okay.